My name is Sarah, and my son Brooks was born in October of 2019. He was born at Woodstock Hospital, and at birth he wasn't quite as pink as we would have expected. His color was kind of blue-gray. The nurses immediately took him from me and gave him oxygen. And that night I was having trouble getting him to feed. I couldn't wake him. He was just very lethargic, and so in the morning had said to the nurse that I thought, something was unusual. We couldn't get him to wake to eat. And it was at that point that he was very sick all over the bed, and we realized something was wrong. And they took him from me at that point down to the special care unit and did an x-ray of his abdomen and said that his belly was full of air and they needed to put in a NG tube into his nose. At that point, they said that he would need to be transferred from Woodstock Hospital to London Children's Hospital. So that was our first introduction to London Children's Hospital. Through a variety of tests, it was determined that he had a mutation in his DNA, causing him to have a Congenital Central Hypoventilation Syndrome. It's definitely a disease that neither of us had heard of, and I vividly remember the geneticist coming in with a paper and it said 1 in a million, and I thought, no, there's no way, not our baby, but the results came back that he was positive for that condition. That was a really hard time for our family. We knew that the treatment for that condition was that he would need to have a tracheostomy put in, and he would need lifelong ventilation for breathing. And yeah, that was a really tough time for us.
The Children's Hospital is really a second family for us. Without them, we don't probably have him. With what his diagnosis is, it's a major part of our life. Even just like Sarah would say, right from day one, we were welcomed in. They love our child as much as we do, and even now when we go to the PCCU, it's the same way. Like, they love him just as much as we do, and they love his visits, and they don't want to see him, but he's there, and they're more than happy to love on him, and that's what we love.
You may have experienced locally because your child has a fever, you're worried, and you're coming into the Children's Hospital, and that's great that we can offer that. We're a level 1 trauma center, so you can be injured in the far reaches of Ontario, be airlifted to us, and we're ready as a team to take care of you. Or you could be someone like Brooks, who has a important medical condition that has ramifications through life. And we know that coming to the emergency department over and over again is a stressful experience for families. So, having the right equipment for them so that it is a kind and caring experience for them, having the right people for them and having the right spaces for them is just so important. And we know it's already stressful, and it does bother us when we can't provide the kind of compassionate care that we want to, but really, without our team and the generous donors, none of this would be possible.
You never think you're going to need a hospital like this, and so in the back of my mind, I've driven past this hospital so many times, and you never even know what goes on in those doors. And then you need it, and all of a sudden you're just so thankful to have these services, and it's donors like these folks that make that possible for families like ours, and we are just so appreciative. Everything that he does feels like a miracle, really, just to see him doing the things that he loves and thriving and feeling well. These were moments that we really couldn't have dreamed of at the time. You kind of don't know if he's gonna live or what's gonna happen when you get a diagnosis like that. So to see him really flourishing in all the things that he loves, it means the world to me as a mom.